Hey there, if you watch my videos for a while now or for a long time, but I have seen some of you ask or said something about my editing style and wanted to know how I edit these videos, which is what I'll be talking about in today's video. Now before we start, this won't be a full tutorial with how I edit, but more about what I use to make these videos. But without any more delay, let's get into it with the first part being what I use. So for what software and equipment I use to make these videos are OBS Studios to record, but Streamlabs can be another choice, but mainly OBS for me. Canva, despite it being a website, but I use it to make my thumbnails, and HD60S Plus as my capture card for my Switch. And finally, the one you most asked about is what my editing software is, and it's not Premiere Pro nor DaVinci Resolve, although I've heard it's pretty good for being for free, but the answer to that is Wondershare Filmora 13. Now, this has been the editing software I've used since the start, all the way back in 2020 when it was Filmora 9. Now, it is for free, but you will have to pay, but you'll have to, damn it, but you'll have a big watermark across the screen once you export a video, but they offer a lifetime plan for $70, bruh, which removes the watermark and gives some other features. Now, when using Filmora, it's simple and the menus are easy to navigate through for editing, which is nice for me and helps for those who want to start editing but don't want to be overwhelmed with the others and like how the menus look around and all look. Now, I'm not sponsored by Filmora to say all of this, but if they are watching, I'm open for one. Alrighty then, once you have downloaded both OBS Studios and Filmora, either one, but in this part, I'll show you like all the settings and what I use to basically just how I set mine up. So for OBS, you want to go to settings, OBS Studios to be exact. Go to settings, go to videos, and then set your resolution based on your monitor. So basically like the canvas and the scale of your monitor, or have to downscale it depending on your PC. And then you want to set your FPS to 60 or lower, once again, depending on your PC. Then go to output tab, and then in that output tab, go to recording tab, and then put it on advanced mode on the top of it. It should be on top. It should be like on simple with default, but you want to change it to advanced. But once you're there, you want to go to the recording settings and make sure to have like a separate folder created on your PC, mainly your D drive or whatever has the most storage or has more storage. So let's say your C drive has 500 gigs, meanwhile your D drive has like 2 terabytes. So you want to make a separate folder in the D drive and name it as folders. Yeah, sure, you should name that folder. You should name it as videos. So once you name the folder as videos in your D drive, you can have it set as a path to save your recordings. So every recording you do, it will be directly go to your D drive folders of videos. So once that's good, you want to go to the video encoder. Now you want to put that as your GPU, and depending if you have an NVIDIA or an AMD card, for my example is an AMD card, you want to set it as a HWH.264. NVIDIA could be a different name. It could be a bit better, more simpler because it has NVIDIA in it, but I guess AMD users have a bit of a different story. Now for the encoder, you want to set it to CBR, consistent bit rate. I don't know what the other options do. I don't even know, I'll be honest with you. Now you want to set the bit rate, which is how I make these videos look smoother. The more higher bit rate you have, the less like buggy, the less like choppy your video looks like. So the low bit rate you have and there's like a tense movement going around, yeah, that'll just be unwatchable. But if you have a higher bit rate, it'll be more smoother, but it will put more processing in your computer and will take up more space on your PC. The more bitrate, the bigger the file size will be for your MP4 file. But with mine, I have it set to 60,000, but you can have it lower, 40,000 or 50,000, all that. And as for Filmora, you want to go over there and then go to File on the top left of the window, and then go to Preferences. And in that Preferences, you want to go to the Performance tab and make sure to set your GPU for the rendering. And when you export a file, or once you finish making your video and want to export it, you see you have presets. Now, in those presets, you want to basically kind of do the same you did with OBS. So make sure to have your bitrate set to the same as your OBS recording, and also to make sure to enable GPU rendering or encoding rendering at like the very bottom when you're about to export a video. Just a little heads up on that too. And that's about it for my settings. I know there's like other things I'm probably skipping out, but they're more like preferences, because if your PC can handle this mount or this mount, then that's fine. That's what the thing about, you know, recording, it's flexible. So if you want something that's set for your PC, I would suggest looking up a YouTube video. I'll leave like links down below the video of like certain things I've like used to make these videos, such as keyframing, how I make the little subtitles pop out, and then the fonts as well too, but I'll fill out whatever I can in the description, or what I remember I used to help me with. But yeah, hope that helps. Now for how I plan my days for these videos, sort of form itself to like this kind of schedule I made when making these videos. It takes a week long to make them anyway. Starting off with Monday is a free/upload day. That's where, you know, I'm free for that day. I'm kind of off. I have nothing else to do, and that's when the video goes live for Premiere. Tuesday comes around. It's a recording day. Self-explanatory. I either record how long I need it, or till I beat the game. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are all editing days. So like Wednesday, I edit out part 1, or edit out this part of part 1, since I kind of split my recordings or my recording sessions into like 2 different recordings. So like how I make the X videos, I split it to part 1 and part 2 recordings, so I don't get overwhelmed with a 1 to 2 hour long form, especially when looking at the timeline on Filmora and it shows like 1 hour and something minutes. I don't want to do that, so I split them to 2. And it's kind of better for me. And then it's sort of like a repeat for Thursday and Friday, etc, etc. Saturday and Sunday is more of a finishing up days, where I export the video, make the thumbnail, and fill out the description. And lastly, either Saturday or Sunday, I schedule the video for Premiere. And that's sort of my schedule. Pretty simple, of course. It can be flexed around, although I guess I kind of work better at night, even though it's not really great for my health, since sometimes editing these videos, I'm usually up to like 2 to 3 a.m. Not the greatest, but I feel more productive at night than at daytime. But also just feels better to do it at night, since I'm more focused and there's nothing going on around at night, so it kind of works out. But yeah, that's the schedule. Alright, so I never really sort of typed down this part of the script, or this part in general, but this is more like a little tip or so when using your capture card. Any capture card is fine, but I do have a little bit of suggestion. So if you have it set up on your OBS, simply just by going here, adding one of these bits, either the capture or game display, and then just using your capture card, or putting your labeling as your capture card, what you want to do is set up a bit of a video adjustment. So you want to double click on your capture card, either one, whatever you're using. Mine is the HD60S Plus, and you want to go to config the video. Now this is how I get my little colors looking better in video, or just how it looks good. So normally you want to set the brightness to 20, negative 20, and you want to set the hue, or no, you want to set the contrast to 140, and then the saturation you want to set it to 150. Now, I hope this is right. Hold on, let me check something real quick. This is how I set my video settings for my capture card. Set it to this, and you'll have this like nice looking colors. So I'll switch over to here, and as you can see, it's a little more darker and more vibrant, almost. But let's reset the video to default, and you can see there's a bit of a difference. Not a huge difference, but just slightly. But you could tell. So yeah, that's that part for the color video, the video config. But also, if you want to like listen for your capture card, because the thing is with when you have a capture card, you can't really hear the output audio, and even with like all the different headphone jacks you put it through, you probably won't even listen. You probably can't get any sound from it. So doing that is pretty simple. What you want to go to is your settings, and then you want to head over to your system, go to sound, and then scroll all the way down till you see more sound settings. And in there, you want to go to recording, and you should see your capture card. And then you want to go to listen tab, and then put in your headphones, and make sure you check this out, because that's going to be important. so you can actually listen through the device. And that's pretty much for the capture card. So that's how I got to set mine up as well. Also, another thing too is if you want to like sort of project it, you can also do that too by right clicking and then going to full screen project and then clicking your monitor. So you have this whole little project screen. Since I don't have a separate monitor for it, there's that. But it's also just nice in general. And yeah, that's it for my capture card. Now for like some other form of settings or like other little things I use to help me with editing is some shortcuts or macro keys on your keyboard. So I have two set up. One for Control B, which is for cut for Filmora, so like cut out a bit of a video or just like snip it in half, and then Control S to save the project. And that's basically what I use, and it's been really handy, even though it's just reaching your pinky to the control and then your index to the B or so on and so forth. But it's just more convenient to just have a whole button to do that command. And then for what I use for my thumbnails is canva.com. It's pretty simple to use. It's a simple website. They actually have a preset like layout for YouTube thumbnail size, so you could just use that right away and then just make how your thumbnail how you want to make it. Although I suggest to make it very simple and straightforward. Make sure you have like the title or just anything that would stand out from any other thumbnail you see on YouTube. That's my suggestion. But obviously it could be different for anyone else. Like how I do my videos or how I do my thumbnails is how I do it. And that's how it works best for me. And so that concludes our little video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mini video, this different kind of video. I hope you guys can learn something from here. I know it's not the best kind of video you expect or something to learn from, but that's how I do it. I would suggest to do a test recording to make sure everything sounds good before actually recording, so that's another thing too. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed once again. Now this will be a video you'll see of me for like a good minute, hopefully, because I may or may not try to take a break, mainly because not due to some burnout, but more like kind of hit a roadblock for content, really, because honestly there's nothing really out there I can think of to make. I mean, of course there's always, you know, the Mega Man series to do. I know everyone's asking for the classic series and the CX series, the Legends, the command mission videos. I know I would want to do that eventually, but as of right now, I am a bit of a roadblock for Mega Man. Not burnt out of Mega Man, but just in general. I kind of want to do something different, but just don't really know where to go for. And if I do come back, it'll probably be like a week or so. I'll probably take a little bit. I'll probably step back a little bit. But once I do, it'll probably be like a longer formatted video. Who knows, it could be like less editing, a more simplified version of a video. But obviously longer, like let's say playing Minecraft, like doing the hardcore video or whatever. Yeah, that's sort of what I've been feeling right now. I feel like life is starting to come up a little bit towards me, a little. I know some things are going to be happening, and it's going to be a little hard for me to get used to that change. I don't know when it's going to come, but I know it's coming soon. I sort of feel it, but maybe you guys can understand from my point of view. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. There'll probably be one more announcement to come, but something small. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.